Thank you so much for the amazing response to Navaratri series so far. Every year in Navaratri, I have made an attempt to reach out to some amazing individuals who have contributed to the society and they have brought about a change. This year, the idea is to reach out to some individuals who I sincerely believe are going to make a huge difference in the years to come. And surprisingly, a lot of these individuals are always around you, but you don't end up realizing that they are the ones who are going to make those particular changes. So this year's Navaratri is going to start with somebody who is known to me personally more as my NSS friend. And I've just seen her around, helping her during toughest of her time. Somebody who has stood up with her through thick and thin. And we gradually catched up during the family functions and realized that Manis told me that this is what she is up to. Then I started following her work, and I'm very deeply impressed by the kind of creativity that she has exhibited across various things that she is doing, the perseverance and the credibility that she is able to build in such a short span of time. So it's my absolute privilege to have somebody whom I can call knowing personally, Shraddha, on this particular platform. Shraddha, thank you so much for joining me for this conversation today.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for all the kind words. I mean, there was a lot. Thank you.
So, Shraddha, I would first like to understand, where did this journey start for you?
When I was in college, like the second year of my degree college, that's when I started working in events. And when I started working, of course, I had no vision at all. It was just for pocket money. Like, my only reason to work was to just get some extra money. And then I started working as a promoter. So it was not even hosting. So I'm an anchor by profession. And when I started working, I was just managing events, and I was being there at the registration desk. I was working as a promoter. And then one day I saw an anchor hosting at one of the shows where I was managing the event. And during those days, so literally I have no filter, but during those days I was even more open. So I directly went up to her. As I told you, like, my main motive was to earn money. I directly asked her. I think 19 or 20 maybe. And I asked her, how much are you getting paid for this? That was my direct question. Nobody asked this question, but I did, because I really wanted to know. I was really curious on what are people doing and what is this. That was the first time I had ever seen someone do a commercial event, like an anchor. I had seen anchors in college events and all, but I didn't know that there are anchors who do commercial events as well. So that was my first question. I was very direct. Now, I mean, of course, now I wouldn't ask someone that, but yeah, it was just 1920. So she told me 3,000. And I was getting paid 900 rupees. And I was working like from morning till night. And then she was just making like a few announcements. And I was like, अच्छा, this is not rocket science. और इतना तो मतलब कुछ है नहीं कि मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ. So why do I have to do this? I would rather be an anchor then. So what I did was I went back to college. I started hosting college events. And that's when I started collecting the data, like me doing events, because this was, I think, in 2016. Yeah, January 2016. So now when you see the events industry, people always want to check out your videos. They want to check out your entire profile. But I'm talking about 2016, when having a profile just meant maybe having a few pictures where you're holding the mic. So I started clicking pictures. I did my first event, which happened by chance. So they were not, I was again at the registration desk, but their red carpet anchor had not turned out. So they came up to like me and this other girl, and they were like, would any one of you be interested in just asking people a few questions? I did not even let the other girl talk. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. And then I went and I did it. I clicked some pictures. I started telling everyone that I'm a corporate anchor. I mean, you definitely need to have confidence and you need to have some belief in you. So I started telling everyone that, yeah, I'm a corporate anchor and this is what I do. I started sending pictures and all to everyone. That's how I started getting gigs. So this was my early journey. After that, I did a lot of things. I did my master's. I took admissions for my master's in food and nutrition. I dropped out of that because by then I knew that maybe I'm made for something related to sales or marketing. Till then, I was not sure that I'm going to get into this full time. So I prepared for my MBA entrance for like good 6 months, I think, six to 9 months. And then I got into Bellincourt. But during all those times, hosting was something which was constant. So every month I used to do anywhere between 5 to 8 events. And that was constant. I was doing a lot of other things, but hosting was constant. Once in 2020, so I did my MBA in 1820. So I passed out in 2020 and lockdown happened. So by then I was pretty much sure, like I would say 90% sure that I wanted to get into hosting full time. But because lockdown happened, I couldn't. So events were not happening. Then I took up a job. I did influencer marketing, and I was also doing online events. I've literally danced also on videos where, that is for Discovery or Disney, I don't remember. So I've done a lot of other things. Once lockdown and COVID went away, I think in 2021, the events industry started opening up. And I also started getting more and more events. I was hosting maybe 1 or 2 events in a month, like remote events. Those were online. But once the industry started opening up, I was very sure that I do not want to be stuck in a job where I am working day in and day out, even on weekdays. And you literally get paid pennies for it. So I was pretty much sure that I want to do this, but I also was looking for the right time. So once I knew that the market has opened up, once I was comfortably doing my job and I was getting good number of events, that's when I decided I want to leave. That was in August 2021. I served a 3 month notice period because my boss was not letting me go. And then finally in November, I was like, I am moving out of this. So November 2021 is when my actual full-time journey where I started taking things seriously started. And I put in a lot of effort since 2021. So before that, from 2016 to 2021, it was all about pocket money and just earning some extra income for me. But then I started looking at the potential it had, and more than that, I started realizing the kind of personality that I have. And I knew that I'm made for this. Like, I'm made to talk. I'm just born to talk. And the mic, I mean, I just love it when the mic is in my hand and I'm talking to people, I'm addressing them. It makes me truly happy. So then I decided, okay, I want to do this full time. Then I started building up my profile. So profile is very, very important. And that's how I started getting more and more events. So yeah, overall, this is my journey where I've done a lot of things, but hosting is something that was common.
So you made it look pretty simple, right? It's you as if it's happened. But I understand that while preparing for this, even after 21 till 24, the journey and the kind of events that you're hosting right now, that also is a gradual evolution, right? You need to
Right.
prepare for it. You need to prepare for each of the event. Need to understand what the companies are about. What is the expectation? So walk us through some of those experiences.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of hard work that goes in. But see, the positive point here is that because I love my work so much, it doesn't feel like work. So whenever I'm preparing or whenever I'm going up on stage, I just feel like this is a part of my life. I don't feel like this is my work. I just feel like I'm meant to do this. So yeah, when it comes to preparing for the events, MBA, my MBA part. So I always used to feel that am I doing the right thing by doing MBA? But then once I did it, and even when I worked in my job, I realized that this has really helped me with my corporate hosting because when it comes to the MBA background and the entire corporate world, MBA is equivalent to corporate world. And I got a lot of information and the kind of the way I prepare now for my shows, that also. So MBA gave me a lot of background for that. So what I do is, first of all, whenever I get any event, I look at the brand. So once I look at the brand, you have to study the sector. Maybe just read up on it. You don't have to go very much in detail, but just read up on the sector and then read on the brand. So what I do is I just check out all the recent news and all the information about the brand. Once that is done, the most important part of preparing for the event is getting a show flow from the client. So without a show flow, you cannot move ahead. Once you have the show flow in front of you, where you know step by step what is going to happen in the entire event, your next part is scripting. Scripting and so I used to make my own scripts. These days, sometimes I also use Chat GPT, and it has really helped me. But when it comes to Chat GPT, I get the first draft from there, and then I fine tune it. So yeah, I mean that's touch. In fact, today I was making a script. for a brand that I'm hosting day after tomorrow, which is Kotak Mahindra and Bandhan Bank, and I used Chat GPT like for the first draft, and it was wonderful. So yeah, the next bit is scripting. Once you do the scripting, after that you have to go through it. Like it doesn't matter if you are in the industry for 5 years or 10 years or 15 years. You have to go through the matter. You also have to understand the kind of audience that you have. So I'll give you a very good example. Let's talk about a bank. I won't name any bank, but let's talk about a bank. So whenever you're doing an event for the top management, your language has to be completely different. If you're doing something, say for the salespeople, then you have to be a bit more open, and there your language has to be completely different. So understanding your audience is again very, very important. So that's what I do. I mean, I always get a proper brief, I would say, from the client where they tell me each and everything, the kind of audience that's coming in, what kind of engagement activities. So if there's top management in any event, you can't do something silly. But if it's the sales force, you can of course go all out because they love it. So you have to understand that what kind of audience are you catering to, and that's what matters when you have to decide what you have to deliver. So again, that is very important. Another part of my preparation is being presentable. So you have to wear good clothes and you have to look good. Look good as in, I'm not saying that you just go all out, and you have to look very, very presentable. People should feel very pleasant because you are the one who's going to drive the event. So when you're up on the stage, you have to look pleasant, and your hair has to be nice. So that is again extremely important, where how presentable you are. The if you have to choose the right outfit for the right event. So yeah, I mean, these are other things when it comes to the preparation. I mean, I can't think of any other than this. But yeah, and this is it.
Thank you so much for such a descriptive answer. The reason why I wanted specifically this question to come is because people who want to look at understanding and then see an event happening, right? They need to understand that this is what goes behind that particular part. So this
Right.
particular journey, there would be certain good and bad experiences, challenges that you would have experienced as well. So what were the challenges that you have faced and how you could overcome them?
I would say the biggest challenge that you face is how to get more and more clients. So that is very important. First of all, you need to spend a lot of time. Like, you can't just go out there, and if in 6 months you do not get any work, or if you're getting less work, you just opt out of it. That is not the right way to do things. So for me, it's been like almost 9 years, and that's how I have developed contacts. That's how I have increased my pricing as well, I would say. So you can't expect things to be easy, and you can't expect things to just happen to you real quick. So you need to have patience. When it comes to challenges, I would say getting clients, like acquiring clients. So you need to have like a really good profile. So before, I think 2021, I did not. So I focused on that only after 2021. And that's how I started getting more and more clients. That's how people started selecting me for their events. So these days, what happens is whenever you apply for any event, you have to send your videos where you're there and while you're hosting. So I started hiring videographers. I realized it very much later, is what I feel. But yeah, if you want to expand your work, you need to like expand your team. I would say you need to get people on board who can do the work for you. I got a really good website made. I got my visiting cards made, and yeah, that was one of the challenge. The other challenge is keeping a client. So once you go and perform, and the brand knows that okay, you are doing really well, after that, of course, it is easy to keep the client. The client keeps on coming back to you. But then sometimes it happens that, maybe you're not available. And then, that scare is always there. That what if they select someone else and they end up liking her even better, or him or her better than me? And then, yeah, you need to let those things go. Like, you just can't do anything about them. But yeah, this is the one challenge that I faced. It was just acquiring clients. And one of the challenges that I face is keeping up with social media, because I'm more of a person who likes to be out there talking to people. So I don't know, I just can't keep on posting on social media and just trying to create different kinds of content, which is the need of the hour, but I am still not doing it. I've tried, I've really tried, and I've given it a shot, but I can't keep up.
That's a very candid admission in terms of
Okay.
what is happening. One thing I would like to understand, people who want to pursue this as a profession,
Uh-huh.
how can they prepare for it?
What I feel is that initially, like how what I did was that I tried to identify where can I go and host, and it'll be easily accessible to me. So if someone is, say, working in a job, I'm sure every corporate has their own events. Maybe start hosting in-house events before taking a big decision of just leaving everything and getting into it. The next thing is there are also wedding anchors. You could try doing a Sangeet event for your closed ones. And then you have to document each and everything. The most important part here is documenting what you're doing. So it's very important to click videos where, if you get some requirement from outside, you can send it across to them. So yeah, that's how you start. And then you have like different anchoring groups. So if anyone reaches out to you, you can just share their contact with me. I'll add them in the groups. So there you get a lot of events for freshers as well. I would also want to go
Correct.
back and one more thing to prepare. Again, it's the presentation. It's very important. The way you speak, your communication skills. If you're doing a corporate event, what should be the tone of the event? If you're doing awards night, what should be the tone of the awards night? So you need to understand, like there are different kinds of events, and the event industry is very dynamic. So you need to understand what is the requirement. Because I'll just give you an example. I recently hosted one annual general meeting for one of the brands. So there, I can't be all chatty and I can't be laughing, and there's like no bullshit, nothing. You just have to simply announce, simply announce. Now, if I'm hosting an awards night, I have to go all out. I have to go down, interact with people, make them laugh, maybe just pass some jokes. So you need to understand that when you're preparing, that every event has a requirement. And
Yes.
you also need to understand that maybe this is one event for you, but for the client, they are spending lakhs and lakhs of rupees. So you cannot go wrong. Uh, if you're feeling low, you can't show that there. They are spending lakhs of rupees. They wouldn't care if you're feeling low. It doesn't matter what you're feeling. When you go up there, you have to smile and you have to deliver. Not let your personal life affect. And somehow, I don't know, with me, it comes to me naturally. Because nothing affects me when I'm on stage. If something really bad has happened with me, say in personal life or anything, it doesn't affect me when I'm on the stage. So you have to really work on that. So yeah, these things you need to prepare.
One thing that you would like the corporate world to work on.
They could be more fun. I mean, start relaxing. You don't have to take everything like really serious. You can just let loose and you can just relax, have fun. Yeah.
This has been an incredible journey so far for you, Shraddha. I would like to understand what is your message to the youngsters?
My message to the youngsters is do not settle. I mean, if you want something in your life, if you want to do something, just go for it. When I was doing my MBA, everyone was telling me take up whatever job you get. जो भी campus में placement आए ले लो. I did not do it. I did not do it because I was very clear that I want to work in the media sector. I want to work in the event sector, but I do not want to just go for something that just comes into my life and then ha theek hai, ho gaya. Because most of my friends got placed in banks, and I was very sure that I don't want to do it, and that's why I got my own placements. I did my own summer placements, and then I got a PPO from them. So my advice to you is that do not do anything in life which will make you regret later कि भाई मैं 35 years की हो गई या हो गया और फिर मैंने सोचा कि यार मैं कुछ तो कर सकती थी, मुझे ये पसंद था. अगर पसंद है तो करो. Give yourself a chance. Everyone deserves a chance, even you do. Just give yourself a chance. If it doesn't work out, उसके बाद कर लो जो कर रहा है, because jobs पड़े हैं, jobs मिल जाएंगे if you're talented enough. But this thing that you have right now when you are young, and that passion that you have, वो वापस नहीं आएगा. So give yourself a chance and do not settle. This is my one advice.
Absolutely. So if you really believe in something, you want to achieve it, work on it and get it. Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Shraddha.
Thank you.